Big explosive announcements, Joe Brody. The Nightmares are here, and look at this. We've got one Brian Logan in action.
This is a real treat for fans of championship wrestling that we have got the world heavyweight champion to agree to wrestle on television for our fans. It's a real coup for championship wrestling, and it's a real honor for me to be able to call this match, and what an opponent he's picked, one Elijah O'Malley.
Big and up-and-coming Elijah O'Malley.
Well, I tell you what, up and coming definitely, and O'Malley no slouch in the wrestling or the power, and as of late he has aligned himself with one Scotty McKeever, who Brad Thomas is after. Man, look at this chain wrestling, and when we say wrestling, we mean wrestling. That's what happens here on Championship Wrestling. The great Ole Anderson said it the best. That's what's on the marquee, and that's what people pay to see.
Look at this, Joe.
That was a collar and elbow lockup into a standing switch. He's got him. And look at that, a reversal into a hammerlock by O'Malley, and Logan didn't stay in that long. Right back into a hammerlock and a side headlock. O'Malley firing a couple of shots into the midsection. He's going to shoot Logan off. And what a shoulder tackle.
The fans really like Brian Logan. They've been watching him for years, and they're behind him today, aren't they, Joe?
He is the world heavyweight champion, and he is a wrestling champion. He is not an entertainer. He said it many times. He is a champion.
Look at that big forearm, Joe. Wow, did you see the height on that?
Absolutely, he did. A bulldog headlock has never been done better. Now, if you'll notice there, when he covered O'Malley, he put that forearm across his jaw, and he was driving that weight in on him. And I'll tell you something, Jason, there is no better technical wrestler in this sport today than Brian Logan. He's got the belt to prove it. He's got a belt with a long history. That AWA World Heavyweight title can trace its lineage back to 1958.
Who did he actually win it from, Joe? What was it, Larry Zbyszko, the living legend?
Brian Logan defeated Larry Zbyszko for that AWA World Heavyweight title. That match actually took place in Fayetteville, West Virginia. Logan lobbied for almost a year to get that match and get it here in West Virginia, since he is originally from Oak Hill.
Look at this, Joe. He's really applying the pressure.
Now, that is a variation of a hammerlock, and he has it locked in. I'm surprised that O'Malley was able to come out of that. But Logan, right back to that armbar. You'll notice he's picked the body part, and he's staying on it. Again, a hallmark of a great wrestler. And a big left from O'Malley.
O'Malley going more to his boxing and martial arts side. You think he knows that he's a little bit outmatched as far as wrestling moves go, Joe?
Well, I tell you what, as far as wrestling goes, you're not going to get any better than Brian Logan. There's a lot of good wrestlers out there. But you know what? He's got the belt to prove that he is the best. And, you know, there are a lot of champions around. There are a lot of guys that claim to be champions. But Brian Logan won his belt. He won it in the ring against a true legend in this sport. And it wasn't given to him, and it wasn't awarded to him. He is a champion.
He didn't go to the store and buy that belt, did he, Joe?
No, he did not. Absolutely. Our referee for this match, I might mention, folks, is one senior referee, Eric Foster, doing a great job so far.
Logan's in the corner. O'Malley pulls him out. What's he going to do here, Joe?
Well, you know what? He's got Logan at a disadvantage. He needs to stay on him because it's not – oh, my God. Did you hear that impact?
Well, one thing I'd like to mention is he doesn't have champion Scotty McKeever at ringside today, does he, Joe?
He does not. And I'll tell you something else. Brian Logan and Scotty McKeever have a long history against each other. And Scotty McKeever, with that United States title, he is the recognized #1 contender right now to Brian Logan's World Heavyweight title.
Runs right into that big boot, Joe.
You can't discount the fact that McKeever may show up anywhere at any time. His alliance with O'Malley, I wouldn't discount it at all.
Look at that. Big flying body press, Joe.
Big cross body off the ropes, caught Logan by surprise. And I'm going to tell you something. Brian Logan reminds me of one Harley Race. He carries himself like a champion. He wrestles like a champion. His style, his build, everything about him.
Definitely his size too, Joe.
His size, he reminds me of one Harley Race. And you know what? Anytime that you are compared favorably with an 8-time world heavyweight champion, you're doing something right, Jason.
That's absolutely right. That's saying a lot, Joe Brody. O'Malley answers him with a kick to the midsection and then a big forearm to the back of his head, Joe.
O'Malley going for the high impact here, the punches and the forearms and the kicks. I think he was out-wrestled in the beginning of this match, and you know, he's going with his forte, and so far he's gotten an advantage. But wait a minute, there comes Logan firing back on him.
He's a brawler, isn't he, Joe?
Well, you know what? And
wow.
Did you hear that? O'Malley firing back with a chop. Logan cuts him off with that, and Logan moves in. He may be moving in for the kill here at this point.
Shoots him against the ropes. Oh.
Oh, did you see that? Did you see that? He caught him with a boot to the midsection. Logan set early, caught him with a DDT. O'Malley over. He hooks the leg, only gets a 2. He got a 2 count on the champion. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you're really aware of what a great honor it is to be having the World Heavyweight Champion on television, but this is not a normal occurrence. Brian Logan defends this title all over the world. There are many, many affiliates that recognize him as the World Heavyweight Champion. He is the one and true wrestling heavyweight champion today, and to have him here is a great honor.
Look at this, Joe. He's got him in the corner, giving him some of those punches.
My God, what impact. What impact coming out of that corner.
He about took his head clean off, Joe Brody.
And now you'll notice he didn't hook the leg there. Now, I don't know what's going on in that, but he's starting to get fired up here. And that's what O'Malley does not want, is a fired-up Brian Logan. That title and that belt means everything in the world to Brian Logan, and he will defend it to his last drop of blood and his dying breath. I can guarantee you that. What a matchup you're seeing here on television. An impact. This is the kind of impact you don't see on our so-called competition.
You're absolutely right, Joe Brody. Dare to compare, and I dare anyone to compare to what we've got going on right now.
Look at that, inside cradle, small package, and a 2 count. I can't believe O'Malley got out of that. He's a really game player in this match so far. He's given Logan all he can handle. Oh, look at that. There it goes. Boot to the midsection, set him up, and the swinging neck breaker.
There it is,
That's
Joe.
it. That's a neck breaker. I think we're going to see it. I think we're going to see a pinfall here. I'll be very surprised if O'Malley. Whoa.
There you go, Joe. He kicked out of it.
He kicked out of it.
Little frustration going on the part of one Brian Logan.
You know, Logan agreed to come out here as the champion on television and wrestle this week, and I have to hand it to him because he has everything to lose and nothing to gain in a match like this.
Look at this, Joe.
Belly to back suplex by O'Malley. Logan down on the mat. O'Malley over. He's going to make a cover. Did not hook the leg and gets a 2 count. Referee Eric Foster signals a 2 count.
There's been a lot taken out of both these competitors here,
I tell
Joe.
you, this has been a high-impact and a high-paced match, and there was a leapfrog, and there it is. Oh. There it is. There's that super kick. That's what he used. That's what he used to win the title, and there's no way.
And that's all she wrote, Joe.
That's all she wrote. Your winner and your AWA World Heavyweight Champion, Brian Logan. Folks, I'm going to go over here and see if I can get a word with the World Heavyweight Champion. Fans, I'm here with a successful win on television, the AWA World Heavyweight Champion. And I want to say to each and every fan that